Cockroaches, the ultimate survivors of our planet. Can cockroaches survive without a head? Imagine this. A creature loses its head, no mouth, no eyes, and yet it keeps crawling around for an entire week. This isn't a horror movie. It's not an urban legend. It's real. Cockroaches can survive for up to 7 days after being decapitated. But how? And just how terrifying is this ability? Let's dive in. If it loses its head, how does it breathe? Without a mouth. How does it eat? Without a brain. How does it control its body? Here's how. First, cockroaches don't breathe through their nose or mouth. They breathe through tiny holes called spiracles located along the sides of their bodies. Oxygen is delivered straight to their tissues through a network of tubes. No brain required. Second, their circulatory system is extremely simple. Unlike humans, cockroaches don't have complex blood vessels. When they lose their head, their blood simply clots and seals off the wound, preventing major blood loss. Third, they don't need to eat every day. Their metabolism is incredibly slow. After losing their head, a cockroach will eventually die, not from injury, but from dehydration. Since it can no longer drink. That takes about 7 days. Can cockroaches survive in a vacuum? Cockroaches survived the age of dinosaurs, mass extinctions, and even your slipper. But what happens if you trap one in a vacuum? No air, no pressure? Can a cockroach survive in space? Is there anything that can finally kill it? Here's the truth. Cockroaches cannot survive in a vacuum, but they die much slower than humans. A study by MIT found that when exposed to vacuum conditions, cockroaches didn't die instantly. It took between 30 seconds to several minutes for them to become completely paralyzed. Why do they die slower than humans? They don't have lungs, so they don't suffer lung collapse. Their open circulatory system makes them less vulnerable to pressure changes. Their tough exoskeleton, made of chitin, protects their internal organs for a short time. In short, if you threw a cockroach into outer space, it would survive just long enough to creep you out. And remember, cockroaches don't die because you think they should. They only die when physics finally catches up with them, when all oxygen is gone. If you think a vacuum is enough to defeat a cockroach, think again. Can cockroaches survive a nuclear explosion? You've heard the rumors. After a nuclear apocalypse, cockroaches would be the last creatures standing. Is it true? Are they really that indestructible? Radiation kills humans in hours. What about roaches? Did cockroaches survive Hiroshima? What makes them so resistant to nuclear blasts? Here's the reality. Cockroaches aren't completely immune to radiation, but they are way tougher than humans. The radiation dose that can kill a human is just 5 to 10 gray. Cockroaches, depending on the species, can survive doses between 100 and 1.000 gray. Some species can even endure gamma radiation levels 10 times higher than what would kill a human. Why are they so resilient? Their cells divide much slower, making them less vulnerable to radiation damage, which primarily affects dividing cells. They have mechanisms to quickly repair damaged DNA. Their bodies lack many complex organs that radiation could easily destroy. After the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, survivors reported seeing cockroaches crawling out from the rubble, while humans were reduced to ashes. There's no official proof that cockroaches are truly immortal. But among creatures most likely to survive a global catastrophe, cockroaches are definitely on the short list. If humanity falls, cockroaches might just be the first ones to throw a survival party. Why are cockroach sprays becoming less effective? Ever emptied half a can of insecticide in your kitchen, only to find cockroaches casually strolling around the next morning? Are cockroaches evolving to resist death? Can they learn to avoid poisons? Are we unknowingly creating super roaches? The truth is, cockroaches are evolving to outsmart our poisons. A study by Purdue University revealed that German cockroaches, Blattaea germanica, have developed genetic resistance to multiple insecticides. They can survive higher doses. They pass this resistance on to their offspring. Even more fascinating and terrifying, some cockroaches have learned to avoid bait containing glucose. Once considered irresistible, modern cockroaches now associate sweetness with death, and actively avoid it. Their evolution is incredibly fast. A cockroach generation lasts only a few weeks, meaning they can adapt, experiment, and survive at a rate far faster than humans. In short, every time we spray chemicals, we help natural selection create stronger, smarter cockroaches. Cockroaches aren't just surviving, they're learning and evolving right there in your kitchen. Cockroaches. Smarter and more dangerous than you think. They remember traps and learn to avoid them. Have you ever set cockroach traps in your kitchen, only to find that after the first successful catch, the roaches mysteriously vanish? No more traps sprung, no dead roaches, no daytime sightings. Could it be they're outsmarting you? Do cockroaches have spatial memory? Can they sense dangerous areas? Can one survivor alert the whole nest? The answer is yes. Cockroaches have impressive learning and memory abilities, both short-term and long-term. Researchers at Queen Mary University of London found that roaches can associate smells with rewards. Just like Pavlov's dogs, a cockroach can memorize a scent or a path to food for days, even weeks. Moreover, when a cockroach escapes a trap, it leaves behind a trail of danger pheromones that warn others to stay away. They memorize kitchen layouts and avoid paths where traps were once set. After just one or two bad experiences, they quickly learn to distinguish between safe and dangerous bait. Cockroaches are not mindless nighttime wanderers. They are smart escape artists, remembering traps, poison smells, and the exact spots where you once killed one of them. They learn, share information, and strike back when you least expect it. Are cockroaches just gross, or disease carriers too? Cockroaches are often nicknamed dumpster pets. But is that fair? Are they truly filthy creatures spreading diseases, or is this just an exaggerated fear? Do cockroaches naturally carry diseases? Can they contaminate your food, toothbrush, or clothes? The truth: cockroaches are not born with diseases, but they are perfect taxis for bacteria. Their living environment equals a breeding ground for pathogens. Sewers, garbage dumps, toilets, drains, all places teeming with bacteria and parasites. More than 30 harmful microorganisms have been found on cockroaches, including Salmonella, food poisoning; E. coli, intestinal infections; Streptococcus and Staphylococcus, skin and blood infections. Their droppings and saliva are even worse. They can trigger severe allergies, especially in children, causing asthma and allergic rhinitis. Cockroaches crawling over utensils, food, and furniture can indirectly spread these germs to humans. You might not see a cockroach during the day, but by nightfall, it could have walked across your plates, your pillow, even your toothbrush. By the time you flick the light on, it might already be too late. Cockroaches don't just live in garbage. They carry the garbage with them, into every corner of your home. Cockroaches bite nails and hair. How desperate are they? Cockroaches can survive a month without food. But when desperate, they turn to unusual sources: your nails, eyebrows, eyelashes, even hair. Why would a cockroach care about your hair and nails? What nutrients are they looking for? Can cockroaches actually bite humans? Cockroaches are extreme scavengers. Nails and hair are rich in keratin, a protein roaches can digest. Dead skin cells, hair oils, and minerals are also valuable food sources. Medical reports have documented cases of cockroaches biting nails, lips, and skin, especially in overcrowded, unsanitary places like old ships, barracks, and slums. Unlike mosquitoes, cockroaches don't suck blood. Instead, they nibble on dead tissue to extract nutrients. Their bites can cause small wounds, swelling, and infections, thanks to the bacteria in their filthy mouths. If you ever wake up with unexplained itching around your mouth, fingers, or face, it might not just be an allergic reaction. It could be the aftermath of a cockroach's midnight snack. And worse, you wouldn't feel a thing while sleeping. Invisible danger. How cockroach droppings trigger asthma. You may never see a cockroach in your house, but you could still be breathing in their invisible leftovers every day. The real threat? Their droppings. Why are cockroaches linked to respiratory diseases? Are their droppings truly dangerous, or just another myth? Cockroach droppings, saliva, and body parts contain special proteins known as cockroach allergens. These microscopic allergens float through the air as fine dust, easily inhaled into the lungs. Children are the most vulnerable. Their airways are smaller, more sensitive, and easily triggered by airborne allergens. Cockroach allergens settle into bedding, carpets, and stuffed toys, creating a chronic exposure risk, leading to coughing, sneezing, and even asthma attacks. Warnings from WHO and CDC. Children living in cockroach-infested areas, even clean homes, are 2 to 3 times more likely to develop asthma. In some major cities, over 60% of homes showed traces of cockroach allergens without residents realizing it. You may have cleaned the floors, but a cockroach could have wandered across your child's bed last night, leaving behind invisible, scentless dust, enough to keep little lungs struggling. Final thought. Cockroaches are not just creepy intruders. They are smart, resilient, and dangerous in ways that most people don't realize. Understanding how they think, move, and contaminate our homes is the first step to truly defending ourselves and our families.